The first time Ella Williams stepped into the gates of Greenland Secondary School, the sun was just rising over the tall fences, casting long shadows across the green-painted walls. She stood beside her father's sleek black SUV, holding a brand-new backpack and clutching a bottle of water. Her neat braids rested gently on her shoulders, and her spotless white school uniform glowed in the morning light. Mr. Williams placed a hand on her shoulder. "Remember what I told you, Ella. You come from a home of values. Stay focused, stay kind." She nodded. "I will, Daddy." Greenland was one of the most expensive schools in the country. Children of senators, business tycoons, and top celebrities filled its halls. But Ella didn't feel small. She was a bright girl from a wealthy but humble home. Her mother ran a foundation. Her father built companies from nothing. But they taught her to greet cleaners, respect teachers, and never look down on anyone. In her first year, Ella became everyone's favorite. Teachers praised her sharp mind. Students admired her kindness. She helped her classmates solve math problems, never joined in gossip, and always carried a small notebook where she wrote her dreams: become a doctor, build a children's hospital, make her parents proud. But everything began to change in her second year. Her class was reshuffled, and she was assigned a new seat partner, Pricilla Brown. The girl everyone whispered about. Pricilla was the daughter of Senator Brown. She came to school with security escorts and wore gold-plated earrings that broke school rules. Her hair was always styled, her phone always buzzing, and her smile always hiding something. On their first day together, Pricilla looked Ella up and down. "So, you're the genius. I've heard about you." Ella smiled shyly. "I'm just trying my best." Pricilla rolled her eyes playfully. "Trying your best won't get you anywhere in this school. Stick with me, I'll show you real Greenland." At first, Ella kept her distance. She stuck to her books and her notebook of dreams. But Pricilla had a way of pulling people in. Her laughter was loud, her words sweet, and her stories thrilling. She talked about secret parties, rich boys with flashy cars, and things Ella had only seen in movies. One Friday afternoon, after school closed early for inter-house sports prep, Pricilla leaned closer. "Come with us today, just one outing, you study too much." Ella hesitated. "Where are you going?" "Just to hang out at Tasha's. Her dad is abroad. Chill music, pizza, and some fun." Ella said no. But by the third invitation, she said yes. That afternoon changed everything. Tasha's house was a mansion in the heart of Victoria Island. Loud music shook the walls. Teenagers danced, laughed, and drank things Ella didn't recognize. There were older boys, college guys with flashy cars and smooth words. Pricilla handed her a red cup. "Don't think, just taste." Ella sipped. It was bitter. Her chest burned. "Now try this," another girl giggled, holding out a small white packet. "Just a little. It makes everything feel perfect." Ella refused. But the next weekend, she tried it. Just a little. Her grades dropped. Not too badly at first, but enough for teachers to notice. She stopped staying back to help classmates. Her notebook of dreams gathered dust in her locker. Her eyes began to carry a tired shine. Her mother asked, "Are you sleeping well?" Ella lied. "Just school stress." Mr. Williams noticed her phone buzzing late at night. Ella would whisper in her room, giggle softly, then stare at the ceiling till morning. She began wearing makeup to school. Her skirts got tighter. She laughed louder. Pricilla introduced her to more big girls, seniors who spoke fast, acted bold, and always had new tricks to show. Once, during a school inspection, a teacher caught Ella sneaking out of the back gate with Pricilla. "To where?" the teacher asked. "We forgot our books in the car," Pricilla lied smoothly. Ella just nodded. Things reached a boiling point when a student fainted in class. Rumors flew. Someone had overdosed. A stash of hard drugs was found in a locker near Ella's class. The school panicked. Investigation started. A week later, Ella and Pricilla were suspended for 2 weeks. No proof, but too many signs. Mr. Williams was furious. Mrs. Williams cried for nights. "You promised," her father said. "You said you would stay kind. Stay focused." Ella looked away. "It's not what you think." But deep inside, she knew it was worse than they could imagine. In the end, Ella sat in her room, staring at her reflection. Her eyes were dull, her lips dry, her notebook of dreams lying beside her, untouched. She wanted to cry. But the part of her that once dreamed felt far, far away. Rain tapped gently against the dormitory window, but Ella didn't hear it. Loud music filled her ears as she danced with glassy eyes, her hands waving lazily in the air. Pricilla stood by the door, laughing with 2 senior boys. The room reeked of smoke and alcohol. It had started as fun. A few parties. Some sneaky drinks. A small white pill that Pricilla said would help her feel amazing. Then came the powder. Coke, they called it. Ella had coughed the first time, her eyes watering, but everyone had cheered. Now, it was normal. Ella was no longer the top student in Greenland Secondary School. Teachers began to notice. Her once neatly arranged notes were now empty pages. She missed tests. Skipped classes. When her father visited the school, she told him everything was fine. He smiled proudly, unaware his daughter was slipping. At night, Ella often stared at the ceiling, her body tired but her mind racing. She didn't like how she felt anymore. But quitting seemed hard. Every time she tried to stay away from Pricilla and the others, she felt empty. Alone. One Friday evening, after assembly, Mrs. Wilson called Ella aside. "Ella, this isn't you," the teacher said softly. "What's going on?" Ella forced a smile. "I'm just tired, Ma." But Mrs. Wilson wasn't convinced. "Tell me the truth. You don't answer questions in class anymore. You sleep through lessons. Your grades are falling fast." Ella looked away. "I'm fine, Ma." That night, at another party in an abandoned house near school, Ella tried something new, a stronger drug passed quietly by a girl named Ruth. "Just a taste," Ruth whispered. Ella hesitated, but the others were watching. So she took it. She woke up in her dorm bed, her mouth dry and her head spinning. She didn't remember getting there. Her bag was gone. So was her phone. In the following weeks, Ella's weight dropped. Her cheeks looked hollow. Her once bright eyes became dull. Rumors flew through the school corridors. Some said she was dating cult boys from the university. Others claimed she had been expelled but returned secretly. One afternoon, her mother visited without warning. She found Ella sleeping in a class with red eyes and trembling hands. "Ella." Her mother's voice cracked. "What is happening to you?" Ella sat up slowly. "Mummy, I'm tired. That's all." But that night, her mother found rolled-up paper and powder inside Ella's locker. She cried all the way home. The school sent a warning letter to Ella's father. Still, they believed she could change. But Ella was drowning deeper. One rainy night, after taking something too strong, Ella collapsed outside a party house. People screamed. A final-year university boy called a young doctor he knew, Sandra. The doctor rushed over in a small car and found Ella unconscious. Sandra didn't know who Ella was, but she saw the pain in the girl's face. She carried Ella to the clinic and gave her care. "She's lucky to be alive," Sandra said. "One more dose and she might have died." Ella's parents arrived the next morning. Her father knelt beside her bed, holding her cold hand. "I'm sorry," he whispered. But Ella didn't wake up for hours. When she did, she asked, "Where am I?" Sandra smiled gently. "Safe, for now." But the damage was far from over. Something else lurked in Ella's body, silent and deadly. And it was waiting. University was supposed to be a fresh start. A new place. A new Ella. But nothing had really changed. Ella carried her darkness with her. The parties were louder now, the drugs stronger, and the people more dangerous. Pricilla had gained admission into the same university. The two girls found each other easily, like magnets pulled by bad choices. Ella rarely attended lectures. When she did, her eyes were cloudy, and her hands shook. She looked thinner, weaker. Her skin lost its glow. Her lips were dry and cracked. One morning, during a class presentation, Ella stood up to speak but stumbled. Her head spun. Words danced before her eyes. Then everything went black. Gasps filled the room. A lecturer rushed forward. By afternoon, she was in the emergency room. Dr. Sandra was on duty. She stared at the pale girl on the stretcher. Something about her felt familiar. Then she remembered. The party girl from months ago. The one who nearly died. Sandra checked her vitals. Fever. Weak pulse. Sores in her mouth. She had seen this before. We need to run tests, Sandra told the nurse. Ella woke later, confused and scared. Sandra sat by her bed. Do you remember me? She asked. Ella blinked. The doctor, from that night? Sandra nodded. Yes. You almost didn't make it. Ella looked away. I don't care anymore. Sandra gently touched her hand. But I do. 3 days later, the results came. HIV positive. Sandra froze, staring at the report. Her chest tightened. She walked slowly into Ella's room. The girl sat staring at the ceiling. Sandra sat beside her. Ella. The tests came back. Ella turned her head. Tell me. I can take it. Sandra's voice was calm but heavy. Ella, you have HIV. Silence. No tears. No screams. Just a long, quiet stare. Then Ella whispered, I deserve it. No one deserves this, Sandra said. Ella laughed bitterly. I ruined my life. I ruined my parents' lives. Sandra shook her head. You're still here. That means there's still hope. Ella didn't speak again. Her parents were called. Her mother wept at her bedside, her father held her tightly. He didn't speak either. For weeks, Ella said little. She started medication. The pills made her sick, but she didn't complain. One evening, Sandra brought her a notebook and a pen. Write it all down, she said. Your pain. Your story. You're not the only one. Ella stared at the blank page for hours. Then she began. I was a good girl, until Greenland. Each word hurt, but it felt like healing. Day by day, she got stronger. She still had the virus, but it didn't have her. Not anymore. Ella made a choice. If she couldn't change her past, she would use it. To help others. To make sure no other girl made the same mistake. To make sure no one else had to carry this pain alone. Ella stood at the gate of her father's house, suitcase in hand. The sun was hot, but she felt cold. She had come home, not healed, not perfect, but different. She walked in quietly. Her mother hugged her for a long time. Her father placed his hand on her shoulder, saying nothing. Silence had become their new language. Months passed. Ella kept taking her medication. She gained a little weight. Her cheeks filled out again, but her eyes stayed deep, thoughtful. At night, she sat by her window, reading what she had written in the hospital. It was her story. One day, Dr. Sandra visited. She brought more than medicine. She brought an idea. Tell your story, Sandra said. Let others learn from it. Ella was afraid. What if they laugh? What if they say I'm dirty? Sandra held her gaze. What if one person listens and doesn't make the same mistake? Ella nodded slowly. And so it began. She visited schools, churches, youth centers. She told her story, not just about HIV, but about being lost. About how friendship had turned into poison. About the danger of wanting to fit in. At first, people whispered. Some giggled. But then they listened. She spoke of cocaine. Of skipping class. Of being the girl who almost died more than once. She spoke of Pricilla, who died of a drug overdose in their second year at university. She spoke of shame. Of hiding her sickness. Of nights she wanted to end it all. And she spoke of Sandra. Of hope. Of fighting back. After every talk, someone would come forward, crying, shaking, thanking her. Because of you, I'll say no next time. You're so brave. You saved me. One afternoon, it rained hard. Still, Ella walked into the school she once called home, Greenland Secondary. Everything looked the same. The gate. The trees. Even the security man recognized her. You came back, he said softly. She smiled, but her eyes filled. In the assembly hall, the students sat, waiting. Ella took the microphone. Her hands trembled. My name is Ella. Years ago, I was a student here. I had big dreams. I wanted to become a doctor. But then I met people who taught me how to destroy myself. There was silence. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to save you. Please, please don't walk the path I did. She spoke for 20 minutes. When she finished, the hall was quiet. No one moved. Some students cried. Backstage, her legs gave way. She collapsed. Not from illness, but from carrying so much truth. She was rushed to the hospital again. Sandra sat by her side, just like before. You did well, Sandra said. Ella smiled weakly. Her voice was soft. If even one life changes, then I've done something right. She turned to the window. Rain still fell. But this time it felt like cleansing. She was not the same girl who once hid from the world. She was light. And she carried it well. Thank you for staying till the end. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.